Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today it's Meg and we are going to be doing a really cute ice cream 3D set. If you want to see how I achieve this, then just keep watching. So I started by using Pinched and Base Coat and I mixed these two together just to create a transparent nude background. I've gone in with 2 coats of this on all of the nails first. Once you've cured those, you're going to take Jaffa Cake and create a deep smile line French tip. The easiest way to create the right depth that you are looking for is to put a little marker line at the end of where you want your smile line to finish. So this is a really good way of controlling how thick your French tip is going to be. On our next nail, I'm using Barbie's Dream, which is a gorgeous light pink. It is quite vibrant as well, which is lovely for this set. I think all of the colours that I picked in this set go really well together, even if you were to do a totally different design. I just think that they're lovely for summer. So again, I'm just popping in my smile line and I'm going to continue to do this on all the other nails also. So there you go, that was Barbie's Dream there. You can see it in the bottle. If you want to purchase these, obviously you can go to our website, which is linked in the description box below. So for the next nail, we are using Spa Day, and this is a blue, but it's almost a little bit turquoisey as well. It's not a pure blue. It is probably one of the most used colours we have in my salon. Once you finish that one and it's cured, we're then going to go in with Sherbet Lemon. This is probably one of the nicest yellows out of our collection, in my opinion. It's bright and vibrant, but also it's not luminous, so it's very easy to wear on a day-to-day basis if you're not looking for something too bright. Once I've finished all of the tips, I'm just taking a pre-prepared piece of aqua gel and I have applied a little bit of acetone and slip solution to my finger here, just so that it doesn't stick, as the more I touched it, obviously, as you know, dealing with Acrogel, it seems to stick to you more than the nail, which is quite tricky when you're dealing with it with your hand. But I managed to get just the right amount of consistency, and using the slip solution on my fingers was easier to manage and pop it on the nail. You want to just create a small tube effect, and then basically place your nail down, and you want to just pop it on top of that smile line as easy as you can. This was going to be a straight smile line with the Acrogel, but because it was so fiddly and sticky, I found that actually moving it around and creating more of a wobbly effect like I'm showing here was a nicer finish in the end. So my plan changed, but that's fine. It worked well. If you don't have Acrogel, you can also use Clear as Day Biab, because Biab is a stronger and thicker gel polish, so that will give you the 3D effect. Not as 3D, but it still will work lovely. You can also use sculpting gels and anything like that. Using the end of my cuticle tool, I did just put some indents into it just to create some texture. And now I am just popping another bead of this on the end of this nail, and this is going to be a couple of fruits that I am creating here. I believe it was a lime or a lemon, and then I create a little pineapple as well. Remember to purchase this brush here when you are dealing with Acrogel. It has a brush on one end and a spatula on the other, which makes it easier to take the product out of the bottle, and also using slip solution, it means that it doesn't become too sticky when you are creating 3D work. I'm going to pop it into Cure and begin the cone for the ice cream nail. Now, I did do this off camera, I forgot to film it. Oh my god, here we go. This is me just being clumsy for a few minutes. I forgot to film it, and then I nearly broke it. Now I am just making the little stems for the pineapple, which was so tricky. I had such a hard time with this because the product is so sticky, but I tried to just pop it on, not think about it too much, and cure it as I went. So have fun watching me struggle with this. Okay, so we got there in the end, and that is done. I'm going to cure that now, and we're moving on to the balls of ice cream, which I'm just going to place in a couple of different random sections, and then using my tool, I'm going to create a little bit of texture by just dabbing it into the ice cream balls, and this is just going to make it look a little bit more realistic when it's painted. So that is how it's looking so far. I'm really pleased at this point with how it's going. I'm just trying to put the base on everything before adding any coloured detail on top. We are going to now take this nail, which is the interesting one because this is going to be the main ice cream nail. So for this nail, off camera, I did just create a massive bead of Acrogel throughout the centre. I'm trying to make it not stick to my finger because we want it on the nail. Then I have just gone in and created a few dents. I'm really sorry if you can hear purring because my cat Simba is like literally in my face right now. But I'm, as you can see here, just creating some texture for the first layer of ice cream. And then I'm going to repeat this and do, I think, 2 more balls of ice cream on top of this. Remember to cure each step as you go, otherwise the Acrygel will just fall off the nail. This is how they're looking, really pleased. So that's the base, and now these are the next load of colours that we are going to use to create the detail on the swirly bits of smile line here that we did on the French tips. So I have just decided to go ahead and use this brush again because it was a little bit wider and I feel like it was easier to just plonk the colours anywhere and everywhere, because this is going to just be random. Just literally pick whatever colours you fancy and just spread them out evenly as you go so that it still looks relatively symmetrical, but you get a good amount of each colour. Is me being super happy and excited about how that looks, because I think it looks really cool. What do you think? Leave us a little comment in the comment box of what you think so far and which nail's your favourite. Fabulous, so that's all of those swirly bits done and painted, and then I'm going to be moving on to the main ice cream now in a second. So picking whichever 3 colours of your choice out of our range that you fancy, you are going to create 3 different flavours of ice cream, and that is literally all I'm doing here. I'm just patting it along, and you may have to do a couple of layers, but just be conscious of making sure you cover any see-through bits. I'm going with Jaffa Cake. I have gone in with a couple of darker shades that I used earlier, just to create a little bit of depth, because I am the queen of highlights and contour in the nail, and I believe this is just going to give it a much more realistic look rather than just having a flat block colour. I feel like adding 2 colours or 3 is always better than 1. We're going in with butterscotch now for the cone, and I'm just going to paint the whole bottom section of this before going in with some lines. To create these lines, I have used Coffee Bean, and that's a really nice colour mixed with butterscotch to do like ice cream cone designs, that kind of thing. They are the perfect colours. Here again, using butterscotch for this cone as well. And then obviously with my Snow White that I just showed then, we are going to add some small highlight lines, again just for extra detail. This just really brings the nail alive. So for the lime, I'm using Ectoplasm, which is one of our luminous colours, and when you are buying the luminous colours, do remember that they glow in the dark, not under blue lights or anything like that. They just purely glow in the dark, so when you go to bed you are going to find your nails. A few of my clients have had a bit of a shock when they've left and didn't realise they did that, so that's a note for yourself when you go to click on one of those. They are brilliant though, amazing pigments and lovely colours. Going in again with Sherbet Lemon here for pineapple, which is looking really cute. I would wear this set, I think. I know they're out there, but if they were shorter, I think I would wear this design. Let me know in the comments if you would wear something like this, because I find that nowadays a lot more people are going for 3D stuff and designs that are a little bit more out there. I feel like we're coming out of our French tip phase, which is really nice because it's nice to get creative. But yeah, leave us a comment in the comment box. with your answer to whether you would wear these or not, because I think I would. Going in with Snow White again, just to add these extra details, because, you know, details are life. That seems to be the key word of this set, is detail. Highlight, detail, highlight. I actually was so happy at this point with how these turned out, so I decided to just leave it there and not go any further. I've decided to go in with my top coat now. Make sure you top coat every single section and get underneath any little what am I trying to say? Any little ledges, I suppose, underneath the 3D stuff, because you want to make sure that all of the gel polish is cured, because otherwise you will get a little bit stuck to the tacky bit of gel. So that is done. We are going to cure those now, and then they are finished. I think they look really cool, and I'm actually gutted that they're not a proper set on acrylic, because obviously the press-ons don't look as good on your hands when you're trying to show them off, but I think I might have to create this on a client one day. So that's the finished look. Really pleased. Ignore how long they are, that is just the length of the tips that I used. My hands do look now double the length, but I'm really pleased. I hope you enjoyed that video, and let us know in the comments what you think. Drop a like and also hit the notification bell to see any more upcoming videos that we've got. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.